So it is official now. Komatsu is cooking God from the inside. So all the Chibits that have been saying this for the past couple weeks, for many, many weeks now, since Komatsu was swallowed by God, you can pat yourself on the back because you are, in fact, correct. Now, getting into this, it really does not come at any surprise. I mean, look, Komatsu has insane amount of food luck. It's what's really saved him overall in the series. And so him being devoured and now cooking God inside of God, it doesn't really come as a surprise. But, however, there is some interesting things going on in this chapter. For one, we get to see some feats from God of how strong, or how fast it is in a way. And also, we get to see some surprising characters make a reappearance in this chapter, which got me a little bit hyped. Tommy's back and Grinpatch is back. So, that got me pretty fucking hyped. Those two characters just appearing again made me fucking hyped. But the main thing is that, for one, God's feats in this chapter made me kind of stunned, because one thing I love about Toriko is the feats that different characters get, especially, like, for instance, Bombino, when he jumped up into the, atmosphere, how fast he was soft jumping. It's something that I really love from Toriko, and I love that type of stuff when you get to see how characters have their own feats of strength and all that, and seeing God demonstrate some of his abilities by quickly eating everything. I was like, damn! Like, he sticks out his tongue and he just eats the entire flame dome. It's all gone in a matter of seconds, like probably 0.1 seconds. The entire flame dome is gone, and then he brings it back inside, and then you see his eyes widen real big, and then he shoots out his tongue all the way around the world and touches his back instantly. Now that is pretty damn scary, because his tongue, you can't escape that shit. You can't. So, he literally shot out his tongue straight from his standing position, or sitting position, and went all the way around the world and touched his back, and then his tongue came back, like, instantly, and it didn't eat him along with it. So, we come to find out that God cannot eat himself. He can't accidentally devour his own ass because of his tongue. So that's a good thing to note there, because, I mean, you saw when he put his tongue on the back, his skull kind of peeled a little bit, but then it went back in place after his tongue left, so that means that he can't eat himself. So you saw God repeatedly in this chapter just eating in all different directions, like 360 degrees, just eating everything and then bringing it back. And you're just like, damn, this thing is pretty damn fast to do all that. He must have a very large-ass fucking stomach just to devour all these creatures at once. So, from that, we go figure that maybe Komatsu is using whatever's being brought inside of God as probably some way to prepare God inside of him, because we don't know exactly how God is prepared. We don't know the entirety of it yet, but we do know Komatsu is doing something right inside of God. So if I had to assume anything, most likely whatever God ate or whatever God has been doing, most likely it plays an advantage of what Komatsu is currently doing with him cooking God. Now, when it comes to Toriko, what he's doing in this chapter, that shit, I was about to get really, really upset with this chapter. I really was. I was about to get very heated when I read this chapter and I saw the ending and I saw Acacia/Neo on the ground. I was about to get heated. I was about to come into this video ranting, but then I continued on, obviously, finished the chapter, and you see how Neo was just being a fucking troll, and he's like, yeah, I just wanted you to feel despair as I tank your attacks and eat them. And I was like, oh, this is what he did with Jiro and all that. This is exactly what he's been doing in his previous fights. He's been, tanking everybody's attacks and hits, eating them, and then, he makes them feel despair, and then he devours them completely. And that's kind of how Neo operates. He likes people feeling despair when he eats them. So he's trying to do that that similar thing to Toriko. And here's the thing that Neo is not currently understanding. Toriko is not a man, I think, that's going to experience fear. I just don't think so. This is a man that went up against one of the 8 kings, even though he was certain to die. He went up against him, and he didn't back down. He was going to fucking fight to the end. So if, Toriko is going to do that, I don't think Neo is going to scare him at all. I don't. No, regardless of how many attacks he eats from Toriko, I just don't believe Toriko is going to get scared of Neo. But then this brings into question, though, with Toriko going all out, I can't wait to see when, his blue demon's going to come out, red's going to go all out, and then his new demon that was introduced. Hopefully we get to see a combination of all these different attacks and demons inside of Toriko going up against Acacia very soon, because that's something I want to see. I want to see how Neo reacts when the third demon comes out, or maybe blue comes out to start fighting. I would love to see the reaction that some of them would have. But that's about it. I mean, this chapter, Toriko, overall, it's a very simple chapter. It's a fun chapter, but very simple. Had some really good build-up. I mean, like I said, Tommy and all that being back, it doesn't come as a surprise because it has been hinted at, but him actually being back in this chapter makes me happy, just to see how he's going to be fighting, he's going to be participating in this arc, and also a bunch of other Neo chefs and all that are, you know, popping up in the background to be able to fight too as well. And oh yeah, Joe is going to be fighting 3 Heavenly Kings at once. So I can't wait to see how Joe is going to get his ass whooped with the, you know, the 3 Heavenly Kings going after him. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or nights wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.